sometimes you have to settle disputes, and so we've got a lot of Nerf paraphernalia.
I got to know you when you were in George W. Bush's White House, then you worked in private equity, then you came to tech. What's that transformation like?
The first thing you might notice is that unlike the suits you used to see me in, I'm now in a different uniform, which is jeans and usually a blue shirt. That's about as far as
button down for you.
It's a button down. It's not a hoodie. This is about as far as my comfort zone will allow. But that's one difference. One of the things I've really seen is similarities between the work I did in government and working for Facebook, and that surprises a lot of people. But the reason I say that is because Facebook is, as a company, a place that attracts people who are really mission driven. They want to accomplish something and make the world a better place. They're typically young, they're really smart, they're energetic. All the things that I saw in my time at government, I also see here at Facebook.
When you came, there were 10 people in the Washington office. Now there are 50?
We've got a lot of people here who help policymakers, as I said, understand our service. We know that people are interested in policy issues related to Facebook, and we want to make sure that we're able to be responsive and provide answers.
Now, India is the world's largest democracy, so they just had the world's largest election. What was Facebook's role there?
Yeah, so they're referring to it in India as their first social media election, and Facebook really was an integral part of the way the candidates for office in India communicated and were able to reach the voters. 42% of the world's population is going to vote this year in national elections. We're going to see elections in Indonesia, in South Korea, and then in November we'll be back at it here in the US. In the 2010 elections, we had the I'm a Voter button, and a study in Science magazine afterwards showed that 340,000 more people voted as a result of seeing the I'm a Voter button. We expect about 400 million people around the world to see the I'm a Voter button on election day this year.
Now, one of Facebook's biggest headaches, and therefore one of your biggest headaches, is privacy questions, the push and pull with government on that.
People aren't going to want to come on Facebook and share information if they don't have confidence that they can control who sees their information when they want them to see it. So a big part of our mission is to give people that control.
There are people who will never be satisfied on this.
Well, our job is to make that number as small as possible. Government surveillance leaks that started about a year ago this time have been really destructive to the overall confidence that people have around the world. And so one of the things we've spent a lot of time on in the DC office is working with our counterparts at the other companies in our space, pushing the U.S. government and other governments around the world to reform the way they do surveillance, to be more transparent with their people, and to put limits that respect people's privacy.
Now, Joel, my Politico colleagues posted a story about a patent sought by Facebook that would involve parental supervision in children signing up.
Not surprisingly, a lot of kids lie about their age in order to get
Come
online.
on.
It's true. Some of them lie.
You're a man who's never had a fake ID, I believe.
Never. But one of the interesting things we found is that, or that the surveys have found, is that a lot of parents help their kids lie to get on internet sites, including Facebook. If that's what's going to happen, how do we keep these kids safe?
What's the question you're most frequently asked about Facebook?
I get asked a lot of questions about my boss, our CEO, Mark Zuckerberg, and what kind of guy he is.
And what's the funniest question you've been asked? Or the dumbest question you've been asked? Not counting this interview.
Not counting this interview. Well, that sort of narrows it down.